Want to fight about it?
We are back and another fun episode of the Want to Fight About It podcast here on That Sports Podcast Network. And I'm your host, as always, Steven Rychel. And we got a fun one for you. UFC veteran, King Karate Combat heavyweight champion, Mr. Smilen, Sam Alvey. Sam, how are we feeling this afternoon, this evening?
I'm feeling great, my friend. How about you? How are you feeling tonight?
I'm good, dude. Was lucky enough to be able to put things together. Took my son to WrestleMania, so he was having a time of his life. I got some videos. I'm gonna have this forever. You screaming like a 6-year-old little girl, dude. He's like, dude, you gotta delete that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not deleting that. Get out of here. But yeah, I mean, you know how it goes. You know. Running around doing the adulting thing, you know, outside of combat sports life is always keeps us busy as well. Oh, I gotta ask you this, like, you know, all the years you still continually get these weirdos sending you goofy messages. What is the strangest thing that's ever been sent to you? You just have to be like, wait, what? I just been taken back by this one.
You know, I've had death threats. I mean, I'm like a mid-card fighter in a UFC and now karate combat. I've had death threats more than once. I have never once had anyone send me a shot of their boobs. Never had a boob pic. All my buddies get them. Never got one. But I've gotten friggin' like 3 or 4 death threats. I was like, good God. I don't take them serious. And it hasn't happened yet. But like, man, oh man. I usually take a photo of it and I'll send it to my wife. Say, hey, if you know who 69er is, stay away from him.
I mean, you do. You just have that
crazy.
personality, Sam. It's one of the things. Like I think you're just one of the guys. It's so easy to kind of sit down and have a conversation with you. It's one of the reasons why I love bringing you back on, picking your brain, seeing how you're feeling.
I'm happy about
happy about
that.
Like no recent events and stuff like that. I got to ask you.
I've got no boobs, no wieners, just death threats and a lot of love. I get a lot more love than everything else.
UFC 300, man. Did you ever see that ending coming for the BMF title with Max and Justin just going out like that at the end?
You know, I was kind of harshing on the BMF title. I'm not a big fan of it. I thought it was kind of cool for Jorge and Diaz because they're known as they're thugs or this or that.
Yeah, exactly.
They're bad dudes. It kind of made sense, but then they turned it into a real belt. It's like, this is going to be main event kind of belt, and then they gave it to Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje, 2 of the nicest guys in the UFC. It's like, well, this is kind of dumb. And then Max won the way he won. It's like, yeah, okay. He is the baddest dude in the planet. There's not a close second. He's better than Masvidal. He's better than Diaz. He's better than all of them.
He's definitely one of those guys you underratedly, I guess, across the board, he just doesn't get the love because he hasn't been, long championship runs or anything like that. But yeah, man, you have to put him up there.
Yeah, and power to him. It paid off this time. I'm still not a fan of the BMF belt, but this fight, we found the BMF. They don't ever have to do another one because forevermore, Max Holloway is the BMF.
Right? How do you top that? Or you just you have a great fight already going as it was, and just the last 10 seconds go, and Max stops Justin in that way, who Justin's almost been unstoppable at that point in time. After I think what was his 3rd fight where he took a loss or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Max, I think, needed that win more than Justin. Justin was on a nice little run where he could almost fight himself for a title fight.
Mm-hmm. Well, Max is beating everyone. I mean, like, Topuria is only the champion because the UFC didn't want Max to beat him. And that's so crazy to say. So Max had nowhere to go. He couldn't fight anyone else in his division. He had to jump division. Now he could rightfully claim a title shot in 2 different weight classes. He's a good dude, he's a talented dude, and one of the most entertaining fighters in the world. At UFC 400, 500, 600, that knockout will be shown.
It has to be. Dana rightfully jumps on the moment, says, "This is what I sell, these holy effing shit moments," and he's not wrong.
Yeah, 100%. And he sold the hell out of that one. I still wasn't a huge fan of the card. Like, I think 299 was better. I think 302 is going to be better. But that fight isn't going to be topped.
I agree. I think, for that card, I just think guys weren't lined up to be on that card when he wanted to, and it just happened to be that way. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
sure he would
No.
rather have Connor and Chandler on that card than
Yeah.
having Holly and Kayla Harrison. Even though Kayla, that was a big moment for Kayla because everyone was sitting there saying before, oh, she was just beating up on the PFL girls. Well, she soundly beat Holly. And granted, now Holly's in the back end of her career too.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting to build a star with her because she has the Olympic credentials.
Yeah, I don't see her being a star though. I really don't. She does that. She rubs people the wrong way. She's like the worst parts of Ronda. There are parts of Ronda that people just hated. I think Kylie is probably way
The
more talented than Ronda.
of her ability, I think, is what we would call that, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I like Everett at this point knows she will be champion. She's gonna beat Pena. She'll beat Pennington. She'll beat whoever she wants to. She's just it's not a very it's a very shallow division, and she'll get there, and they'll try and say she's great, and she'll try and make everyone want to pay to see her, but she'll kind of be like Wiley. She'll be the co-main event on a bigger card.
I don't really think over the last 5 years. I mean, you can make some arguments here or there. They go find talent, but they haven't done it in a serious way since Ronda left. To be honest, so
people have to run with it. It's women in general in the WWE or the WWE in the UFC. It's a weaker division. There aren't many girls. So if you want to be the one that excels, the one that sells pay-per-views like Ronda, you have to be something different. And all the gals are fairly similar. There are a couple of them. Thug Rose is one. People love watching Thug Rose. Holly was one years ago because she beat Ronda. And then there's Ronda, who was the first. I put Ronda on the Mount Rushmore of UFC. She was that. But now nobody else is standing out. Nunes never sold pay-per-views well, although everybody highly respected her. They just need someone with that attitude, someone with a little bit more.
There's a whole lot of stuff going on in combat sports, right? We got the exhibition that is Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Are you interested in that at all, or buying into it at all? What are your thoughts, brother?
No, I really don't care. It'll be free on Netflix, so I'll probably watch it. Not live, but like the next day. I won't stay up. I won't alter my schedule to watch it. I'm pulling for Tyson.
You'd be more interested to watch Masvidal and Diaz fight then.
Is it the same night?
I don't think it's the same night, but
okay.
I think because that exhibition's happening, no one's really talking about Masvidal and Diaz right now.
Right, and it'll be a better fight, Diaz versus Masvidal. It'll be a much better fight. I think it'll be a lot more fun to watch. I mean, Jake Paul is a bad boxer. You'll watch a bad boxer go and try and fight an old boxer, and we'll see what happens. I mean, by all means, Tyson should.
If anything, you'd sticks to his formula, likes beating up on the older guys.
Yeah, he fights old retired fighters. This guy used to be a boxer, so it's a step in the right direction. But that's his formula, and it's not paying off. He's not selling pay-per-views anymore. He had to find a way to try and stay relevant, so he jumped to a Netflix thing.
I think regardless of what happens with this moving forward, he has to find a way, like, not to just reinvent himself, but he has to find legitimacy. He has to fight a real boxer. Whether you go and find like a Tommy Morrison or one of these old stars' sons or something like that, who some have been more than willing to hop in there with him. Do something, man, to kind of get yourself up there. I know it's not easy. We've seen what just happened to Francis Ngannou when his second one in there with a guy who was 100% taking the fight seriously. You can make the argument that Tyson Fury wasn't in that first fight. What happened to Francis when that happened? So it's a lot when you're seeing these bouncing around. Like, I think Jake would do some good to separate himself from this moving forward and go after some of the pro boxers that have potential, because that's the only way he's gonna get past where he is right now.
Yeah, the problem is he's a shitty boxer. He's not good at what he does. He wouldn't compete with it. I mean, he fought Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury isn't even that good, and he lost, and Jake lost to him. So that's really the problem Jake has is he's not that good. He's athletic. He's got a big YouTube following, and I think that's probably more of what he's trying to do. He's just trying to get the YouTube clicks because that is where when he's got 20 million followers or something like that. Someday maybe he'll fight a real boxer. We'll find out, but he's doing it for the clicks, the likes.
I agree. I think that's why Mike did this in the first place. I think he doesn't care about the money, whatever happens from this. I think he wants to just get his hands on Jake once.
Yeah, he gets in there and he fights someone who's not that good at it. However, the kid is young and athletic, so he's got a shot. And maybe, I mean, if I was a betting man, I'd probably even bet on Jake. He's not as good as Tyson ever was, but Tyson's 60 years old. Age will get you all.
BKFC, he's got a big one coming up. We were just talking about Mike Perry. Him and Alvez are going to be main event in BKFC's next Knucklemania card. You interested in that one at all?
Yeah, I forgot it was happening. I do like BKFC. I think they found a way to take really not good boxers or fighters and then make them look real good in boxing by adding the blood and adding to that. And it's fun to watch. I enjoy it. They add enough of the WWE atmosphere to it. They let the fighters have free reign of what they're going to say and how they're going to walk out. And it's a lot of fun to see.
I mean, if you think about it, as what every combat sports should be doing, a wrestling flair with it, with some real fighting.
Oh, yeah. UFC has gone the other way. They've gone away from the WWE, and I think it's a mistake. You're losing fighters people care about. You want to be able to figure out who the heel is, who the face is. Social media takes up some of the space, but doing it on the big stage like BKFC does, it just adds more to it.
I mean, when you look at combat sports, like, yeah, you should like you should be parting your way from what pro wrestling does. And if you even look at what WWE's doing, some of their stuff they're doing, like the smaller walkouts and things of that nature. So they're even going a little traditional with it. It's some of the senses, but I get what you're saying with them promoting more the people who like to run their mouth over the people who actually know how to throw their hands and are actually really good fighters and really talented athletes.
Yeah, I mean, it's bare knuckle boxing. They don't have any boxers in it. They have a bunch of old MMA guys. Now I know I believe they're trying to get real boxers in it. And as soon as BKFC has real boxers in it, it will change the game. The sport will become far more legitimate when people are actually going there because they're good at boxing, not just because that's all they could get. So I look forward to seeing how it grows, but watching Mike Perry get in there and throw down is always fun.
I definitely agree. And, Tiago always used to sit down there and throw too. So that should definitely be a fun matchup. And they're building someone in some of the other people, some of the other divisions of, like you said, some of the MMA fighters. I think what you'll see more when we're talking about boxers going over there is the women boxers who aren't being paid and taken care of by boxing, getting legitimate paydays from companies like BKFC and other bare knuckle promotions of that nature, because they're not just, we already know what it is, because it's more about the opportunity sometimes. Like if you're able to fight, 3-4 times a year, boxing, you might only fight once a year. You're going to be taking the bare knuckle fights over the one boxing fight.
Yeah, agreed. And that's, the more competition leads to the bigger experiences, the bigger exposures.
Always does, brother. What are your goals, obviously, after getting back in there and moving forward to the future with Karate Combat?
Yeah, I'm hoping to fight in July. I broke my foot in the warm-up room of my last fight. Went out there, gave it all, and I got headbutted to hell. So it was no contest. I am still the heavyweight champion, and after July, I'm hoping to fight here in Nashville. I will still be the heavyweight champion. So I'm looking forward to every opportunity I'm getting with them, and they've been very good to me. So I'm looking forward to getting back in there and defending my belt, probably against the same guy, Arroyo.
It's obviously some fireworks in Nashville for karate combat. Now, you were talking about you like what BKFC has done. What would you like to see as Karate Combat continues to grow. Obviously, you're their heavyweight champion, starting to see some influx of guys going over there. Who do you think has styles that would really shine well in Karate Combat? When I first think of it, obviously, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson comes to mind. Guys like Ben Henderson, Anthony Pettis would come to mind. Like, who would you like to see get a chance to have a run at Karate Combat?
Yeah, when I won my belt, when I won the Karate Combat title, I call it Darren Till. I wanted to see him fight over there. So I would love to see Darren Till man up, get in there and try and take my belt from me. It won't happen, but I'd love to give him the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, man. I think it's one of the funner things that really hasn't gotten a chance to get thrown into, I guess, the public limelight. What Karate Combat does and the rules and everything of that nature. I agree. I think Darren Till, that would absolutely be that would absolutely be effing bananas, brother. We end the interview with you kind of ending the interview. Anything you would like to say? Anyone you would like to give your social media shout outs, sponsor shout outs, things of that nature? The floor is yours, my friend.
Hey, no, I thank you so much for that, man. I love it. Hey, there at the bottom of the screen, it says @Smilen Sam. Follow me everywhere. My YouTube is growing. It just crossed over 4,000 followers. It's blowing up. I'm doing real well with it. And I love TikTok too. So follow me on any of the social medias. And I'm real good to my fans. I wouldn't have a job without you guys. And I thank you for everything you've done for me.
Sam is very good, on TikTok and the other social media platforms. He's always great. Sam, as always, brother, appreciate the time. Looking forward to hearing the fight announcement in July. Definitely got to get you back on here after the fight and talk about what's next, my friend.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And I'll talk to you again real soon.
All right, Sam. Have a good one, brother.
You too, my friend.
All right, everyone. That was Smilen Sam Alvey. Always got a grin on his face. Always fun to talk to when it comes to breaking down any aspect of combat sports. He is that guy. But we're gonna put a wrap on this one. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Chris in for this one. He had other technical stuff going on, but behind the scenes that he had to deal with as I was getting things done here with Sam tonight. But we will be back again with some more fun interviews in the following weeks. We got another 2 or 3 before this month ends. So guys, make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Me, Chris, everyone here at the the Sports Podcast Network, and Want to Fight About It, Brotherly Love. We're gonna be doing a lot of fun stuff in the coming months. Stay tuned. Peace out, my friends.